Let's get right into it. Game of Thrones Season 3. Let's talk. And the Sansa story connected more with the House of Tyrell this season, and I'm actually looking forward to that family. That family feels like a family where, at least at this moment, they're not these clearly fucked up people like Joffrey and Cersei and everyone like that. This feels like the lesser of two evils, if you get what I'm saying. So I really like the Tyrell family. Now they're here and they're main players and they know how to play the game. And it was very interesting watching how, what's her name, Marjorie, the girl who's supposed to marry Joffrey now. It was real interesting watching her come into the same position that Sansa was in and just own the shit. However, Sansa didn't have the backing of, an army, a family, that solid name. She didn't have that. You know what I mean? Her dad was just beheaded for treason. Her family's going to war with the kingdom. She didn't have anybody, and Marjorie does. Margie can still attach some strings and get Joffrey to dance like a puppet somewhat. And that was an interesting part of the story, and I like that for Season 3. And I'm real interested to see how much more of the story the Tyrells kind of consume, because they don't just become a part of the story. They consume it in a way. And it feels like that. That probably sounded darker than I meant it to, but all I mean is it feels like the majority of the story and focus was on the Lannisters, and all of a sudden the Tyrell family slowly, snuck in here. Because in Season 2 they were with the Renly and all of them, and they felt like they were there, and we just got the introduction to them. But when they came on board with the war after the Battle of Blackwater Bay, once they came to Knight's Landing, it's like they started consuming parts of the story, and that was their story. Like, they're taking away screen time away from the Lannisters. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I'm talking about there's friction there, and it feels like those two houses are going to butt heads, maybe even behind closed doors and out in the open. And that's an interesting dynamic, so I really look forward to that. Moving on to the Mother of Dragons. I did talk about her previously in Season 2.